Hi, my name's Alex and I'm Head of Product here at Presian, where we're focused on building our technology to supercharge worksite safety, productivity, and sustainability. As AI changes the way we work, we recognize that the value of our driven solutions comes from integration between various data sources and tools. And today I'm really excited to give you a brief demo of what's possible using Presian's MCP server integrated with Anthropic's Claude Desktop. So here I am inside Claude Desktop in my worksite safety project. And you can see here I've got my MCP, Presian MCP server configured and connected. So let's get started. Let's say you're interested in understanding the safety implications of a particular type of activity on your worksite. With Presian integrated with Claude, we can just go ahead and ask Claude about this directly. So let's say, is there any trenching work taking place in my worksite? The Claude is going to think about this and then start to make use of the tools available in our MCP server. So it's using the event retriever tool here. This allows it to find events in our organization that are relevant to the query that it's got here. And it's also going ahead and doing a policy search for us. So it's come back and said there is significant trenching work. It's giving us a bit of a rundown of trenching activities, and it's identified some safety concerns. And so in these safety concerns identified, the top one here is unshored trenches, and it's even given us some example events. So if we click on one of these, it'll actually link us to a website. If we switch to our web browser here, we can see is an event in Presian's platform of a person doing some trenching work. So that's great to be able to go in and see those specific events. But coming back to Claude now, you can see it's automatically gone and retrieved not only the events, but it's retrieved our policy. So Presian lets you upload your own site safety policy, and the system can then compare what happens on your site with that policy. So it's automatically looked at our policy and called out what the relevant parts of our policy are relating to trenching. And it's given us a recommendation there. So the other thing, apart from policy, you might want to compare to is regulation. So let's say, are these events compliant with regulations? So Claude's going to have to think about this. So as well as a policy database that we allow Claude to search, we also have a regulations database. So this is currently configured for a US environment, and so this is going to be searching the OSHA regulations, and it's trying to find regulatory information about trenching and trenching depth requirements. And here it's coming back now and flagging some non-compliance issues. And so it's going, section by section and calling out some of these violations. And again, there's links back to our platform to go and see those events and review them visually. And it's also called out some positive compliance. So PPE compliance is good, for instance. And it's given us some recommendations there. So that's really great if you know what you're looking for. Of course, you don't always know what you're looking for. So that's why we built our automated risk assessment module, which looks at every event as it arrives to our platform and tries to assign a risk level to it based on some observable risk factors. So another way we might come at understanding safety on our worksite is to compare risk profiles. So let's say provide a comparison table. I like to see things in a table of the number of high risk events in my projects. And so it's going to go and use this query tool. It's also part of our MCP server that lets you query the detailed information in our platform for all the events you've got there, and that includes the outputs of this AI risk assessment module. So it's running a few queries here. Sometimes it'll run some queries to get some data, and then another query to do some aggregates or to dig a bit deeper. And Claude's going to go and produce an artifact for us here. So we'll give a bit more space here. And these Claude artifacts are just a way of having a bit more of a visual output. And so you can see this very nice table here with color-coded, traffic light sort of status on the level of risk. And project here with the most high-risk events is this Highway L7 upgrade. So it's given us some insights, classifications, recommendations and a bit of a summary back here. So that's great. And so the other thing we might want to do then is understand a bit more about the causes of risk on that site. So let's say, what are the main causes of risk on the Highway L7 project? So that was the project that it flagged as having the highest number of high risk events. But apart from applying a risk rating, our automatic risk assessment also flags causes of risk. So it's going to go and query some of that data now, running multiple queries to understand what's happening. And now it's using the event retriever again to go and find some specific events to refer to, which is quite nice. It's good to get the sort of aggregate quantitative information and then have some examples to refer to. And so it's giving us a bit of a summary here. Primary risk factors, so worker proximity to heavy machinery, lack of situational awareness, so it's seen that people aren't paying attention, and some recommendations there. So hopefully this has given you a sense of what's possible with Prezien's AI platform integrated with Claude. Thanks for your time, thanks for listening, and if you'd like to learn more about what Prezien can do for you, please get in touch with us via LinkedIn or on our website. Thanks again.